You don't need a coach. You don't need a coach. Yes, people, welcome to TOS Live Match Day. Yes, Arsenal lost to Tottenham 2-0. Well, many of us are not surprised. However, we're not still going to criticize the things that are meant to be criticized and it is that is meant to be critiqued, because see, things are going on in Arsenal right now. So no one was really expecting for us to be. But really and truly, that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about defense. We shouldn't talk about frailties in team plays. The players generally just seems really. Honestly, guys, I am not tired. There's a description. Click on that if you join me in the studio. I'm gonna be joined by probably Claude for a few minutes. They're just gonna come on and talk about the game. Listen, guys, I'm just gonna start by saying we're a long way from where we are meant to be as a team. It's very obvious, because if you think about it, some of the fundamental mistakes we make as a team, some of the crappy things we do as a team, that is not excusable. That is not excusable in Arsenal Football Club at all. At all. I don't understand where you have a team with a player that does foul throws in several games in Bellerin. Foul throws in several games in Bellerin. What can a coach do about that, people? What can a coach do about that? Well, I'm going to be getting Kenny Ken on now. Hey, Kenny Ken, how you doing, mate?
Sorry, Bad. I missed it. I forgot the link, but I just heard you.
Fine.
Heard you giving out exemptions to this coach, and I think it's very healthy that someone who's not a big fan of this coach came on. I couldn't help saying that.
Listen, the truth about the matter is, you can see what I was saying about. I think I talked to you offline about what's happening in Arsenal right now and the problems we have as a club. Now, Bellerin again made another foul throw in this game. This is the fourth time. Number 4. Number 4. Come on. Yeah. That's not excusable.
Yeah, but that didn't lose us a football match.
That didn't. I get it. I get it.
What lost us the football match is the fact that the things that Arteta gets in praise for prematurely, in my opinion, are the things that are losing us the game. Everyone prematurely said that this manager has got us to be a well-drilled side where everyone knows their jobs. Those goals we consider is not an example of a well-drilled side. Everyone says that Arteta has got an identity of how we're going to play. Now, I've been saying for a long time that Arteta is playing, how do I say it, in the nicest possible way. He's putting a plaster over the wound, and then we're playing the football. That's what I call bits and pieces football, putting a plaster over the wound kind of football. And it's showing now. We are getting exposed by teams. We are very easy to beat. All this stuff about, all this play about Arteta say we're playing between the lines. We have no identity how we're gonna play. And this manager, this coach has run out of ideas. The only saving grace that this coach has is that he has a very strong power base at the football club. There's only 3 people on the same level of influence as him at the football club. And that is Edu Gaspar, Vinay, the CEO, and Per Mertesacker.
But sorry, when you say that, there's something I picked up when you say he's run out of ideas. Which coach would not run out of ideas with this set of players, Kenny Ken?
Well,
which coach would not run out of ideas?
But that's the thing. He's inherited some bad eggs, very, very bad eggs. He's got rid of the worst egg of ever in Mesut Ozil. But that's no excuse. That is still no excuse to the fact that these are the players he's selecting. He's left himself a very difficult situation where we've got bad eggs. He's still selecting them, and he naively, in my opinion, still used these players in influential positions in the football team. Now that's on him.
But wait, hang on a minute. With the players we have that started today, right? Which other players would you have loved to see start.
All right.
Tell me. I want to hear that from you. Hang on. Let me finish the question. Which players would you like to see starts that you think are going to do better?
Hold on.
That you think are going to do better?
Hold on.
It seems like you got the family around. Listen, guys, if you're watching me right now on Instagram, yes, I'm still here. If you're watching me right now on Instagram, make sure you go to my stories, swipe up, and come to YouTube. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to see your comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this game. It's really important to hear from you guys. All right, go on.
Well, sorry, I was someone on the door because we've got people in my house.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who's got legs at the moment, if you don't mind.
All right.
What I mean.
Okay.
I say that humorously, but if you look at this whole situation, you asked me about who we selected. On the phone to you yesterday, I talked about our right-hand side and how we suffer from overloads. So, for instance, we could have selected Maitland-Niles at the right-back's position. There's a player who can prevent those overloads. In terms of selecting Rob Holding as a right-sided centre-back, that is something he shouldn't have done. I would have for that one game only got a right-sided centre-half in Mustafi just for that one game.
I don't think anyone now wants Mustafi in the team.
Yeah, even though
he's been a calamity. He's been a calamity for too long.
You say he's a calamity, but so is Rob Holding. Let's not forget.
So this is the question. So you now need to choose. Sorry to cut you short, Ken. You now need to choose the best out of the worst. You now need to choose.
That's on this manager. This manager, right, is not.
But how can you? But how can you choose the best? When they're both messed up.
Why are you giving this guy a pass? This guy is.
I am giving him a pass. I am giving him a pass.
Why is he
getting a pass? Ken, I am giving him a pass because if you look, for the last few years, we've been having a lot of shit players in this squad, and no manager. I've done the same for Emre. I've done the same for. I've done the same for Ljungberg. It's the same thing all over. We're having the same problems.
The fact of the matter is that every football club, who is a fall guy when things go wrong? Who is the fall guy? It's always the coach.
But that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't make it right. You cannot call yourself a big club and then lose easily at home to Wolves, lose easily at home to Leicester, lose easily at home to Aston Villa, be played off the park like boys by Tottenham. What is his principle? He's been there for 12 months now. So we've seen no.
Well, he hasn't been actively involved for 12 months.
Yes.
He hasn't. There was COVID. He had to sit at home.
No. I'm not.
Come on, you can't count that.
Yes, you can count that.
No.
That's not acceptable. Come on, that's not acceptable. Unacceptable. What you just said. I'll tell you why it's unacceptable. Because we still compete in the football season. By you saying that he was tamped by COVID? Then what you should be saying, we should give the FA Cup back to the FA, and everyone should give the FA Cup medals.
No,
you can't
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
You can't have it both ways.
That's not what I'm saying. Let me explain.
Both ways, though.
Can I explain myself, though? Can I explain myself?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to explain to you, right, is it's unfair when we say he's been there for 12 months because the truth about the matter is... Hang on. The truth about the matter is he got into the team towards the middle of the season. He picked up a team which was a sinking ship. That's one. Secondly, when he picked it up, we then got disrupted. We were playing well. We then got disrupted by COVID. And then we got... Wait, hang on. We were playing better than now. And then we came back after coronavirus, and then all hell broke loose, especially with the Ozil situations and everything going on. If you look at the team today, Kenny, you and I both know that there were some individual mistakes. Now, I'll give you an example. The second goal, for instance, in as much as we know that Partey was injured, the decision he made to walk towards the sideline, that was wrong. What he should be doing there is injured. He's injured, but in that transition, you should at least stay. Listen, let me just land. He should at least stay in the pitch. That's one. Or someone else should take charge and talk to Xhaka Xhaka or anyone in the midfield to drop back because he doesn't have the legs anymore. What he did was he walked over to the manager, and then there was a big hole when there was a counter attack. Now, in as much as we're praying for Partey, for me, that was naive. That was naive. The same thing the first goal. Same thing the first goal. Where was the difference?
Hang on here. All right, Partey's getting the blame, but before the game started,
not just him.
Yeah, Partey. But hang on here. You've only gone about second, first of play. What about the first pace of play when we're on the attack? Bellerin puts a perfectly good cross in. Aubameyang is not busting the gut to get on the end of that cross. He's leg-footed off the pace, and then what happens? They start an attack. Aubameyang is just as much as fought that goal as Thomas Partey, because at the end of the day, he should have made it difficult for that Spurs defender to make to like.
That was a bad cross from Bellerin.
It was not a bad cross. It looked a bad cross. It was played in an area. No, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Why would you do that?
Aubameyang. No, you're wrong, Tade. Aubameyang was abysmal, and he was disgraced today. And it was the absolute disgrace. He's not worth the shirt. He's not worth that thing, and he should be criticised because that situation, a proper centre forward, Harry Kane would have got to that ball. So would have Mane.
How can he get to that ball when the pass was behind?
Why are you making excuses? That was a perfectly good cross. That was a perfectly good cross. No, let's be real. You should be real.
Kenny, let's be real. Right now, you are putting a blame on
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. 100%
for that bad cross.
Yes, no, it was not a bad cross. That was a salvageable cross. That was a salvageable cross. He should have got for that cross. That is just, watch it again. That was Bellerin is going to get.
I watched it several times, Kenny.
Watch it again. Watch it one more time. Aubameyang was leg-footed, and he should have been busting the cut. The minute you played football as well, so have I.
I do, but there's some things that are not possible for you to do.
No, Aubameyang was disgrace. He was disgrace.
Kenny, one thing I agree with you is the fact that Aubameyang did not have a good game. I totally agree with you on that.
Seriously,
I totally agree with you. No. I agree with you. He had a very bad game. He was, in fact, my friend sent me a text message and I was like, "Where's Aubameyang?" And I literally said, "Aubameyang today is like Casper the Ghost. He wasn't anywhere to be found. He wasn't today for a long time. Fine, are you happy? For a long time, he's not been himself for a long time. I get it. What I'm just trying to say, I'm only picking on that point where you said he should have done better with that cross. That's all I'm picking on. For me, that was a cross that was showing proper lack of quality.
Harry Kane,
and guess what? Bellerin has been doing this. Bellerin has been doing this for a freaking long time. The quality of his deliveries are poor.
What about that cross? When the band, like I said,
1 out of 100.
1 out of 100. But the fact of the matter is, Aubameyang, Harry Kane. If anyone who sees a right-sided player on the ball, you're alert. Harry Kane, Mane, Salah would have turned that ball into a bad tool. There are many players when the ball goes well.
Do it when the ball doesn't come to them.
That's not good enough. He was not working. He wasn't working. Because Aubameyang. I tell you why. Aubameyang has been getting a free pass for too long.
Not from me.
Today it was a disgrace. He's a disgrace. His performance was an absolute disgrace. If Aubameyang does not want to play for this football club, go to your agent, pack your bags. But Real Madrid and Barcelona are crying out for a player of his quality. Get your stuff, pack your bags, just go. You're only here for the money. He's only here for the money.
Okay. Before we go on, someone here, Engineer O, said a coach can stop playing him and play Nathaniel or Cedric instead of him. He's talking about Bellerin now. Do you agree with that?
Okay. Yes, I do agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Someone said Elneny should have started. Do you think he should have started today?
Yes, I should have done because Xhaka was a liability today. 100% should have started.
Okay, and did you also think that Partey should have started today? Because obviously, for me, the only reason he started, he was rushed back, and it's very obvious he had not recovered from his injury. And that's why he had to hobble up. It's very obvious.
Even so, that was obvious. That was obvious during the game. But before the game, we've lost our games. We have struggled. We have struggled strongly. And the situation is that we needed that presence in there. Unfortunately, we played a side that is well drilled and that is physically stronger, and he was off the pace.
If you look at someone like, is it Højbjerg? Is it Højbjerg or what's his name? I think Højbjerg was his name. You can see there is a big difference. You can see what Højbjerg and Sissoko are doing, working together, right? Are you still there? Because your video is kind of frozen. Right, his video is kind of frozen. I'm just going to wait to get him back. So, guys, if you want to join this live, I'm going to be getting people in pretty soon. Not yet. A few people are already in the waiting room. I'm going to get a few people in. Go to the description. click on the link there to get into the studio, and then you have a chance, to share your thoughts about this game. If you're watching me on Instagram right now and you want to join me in the studio, go to my stories, swipe up, and you have opportunity to get into the studio to come and share your thoughts about this game. I really want to hear from you guys. Yeah. Okay, Kenny, thanks for coming back. I don't know what happened to your video.
No, nothing happened. It was just that, like the Wi-Fi. You've got too many people on the Wi-Fi, hogging the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I've got very powerful.
Oh, right, okay.
I've got a very powerful 4G, so it won't let us down. Hopefully. Yeah,
I hope so. I hope so too. So here's the thing, right? If you look at the likes of Højbjerg, is he Højbjerg? I don't know how to pronounce his name. The guy in Tottenham, the defensive.
Højbjerg. Yeah,
Højbjerg or something. I can't pronounce his name. Now look at how he performed today, and then you also look at the structure in terms of how Sissoko supports him. Okay. Now we didn't have that connection between Xhaka and Partey, and what Xhaka was doing today was blatantly naive and childish tackles that he wasn't technical enough. He didn't know how to do the kind of tackles that the likes of Fernandinho does for Man City, where you can see a little bit of intelligence in the tackles, which he can get away with. But in Xhaka's situation, he does tackles that are blatantly fouls, that there's no two ways about it. Yeah, you have to call it down, and that's the problem I have with him.
I hear what you're saying, and that's one of the reasons. Granit Xhaka has gone back to his very, very bad habits, which you were very critical of before on the fan cams on the other channel. And the thing is, the evidence against Granit Xhaka is so damning that it's very difficult to defend him. The thing when players were playing for Mikel Arteta during the FA Cup run, Granit Xhaka was very, very, very much one of the prominent players for praise, because what was happening is that he was when Saka went walkies or Ainsley Maitland-Niles went walkies, he was the one who would go and fill in that left-hand side of the defence. Also, what was happening is that he'll be the screen to the defence, and he was blocking shots.
Especially he was doing it quite well back then, right? But now I don't know he's gone back to the default Xhaka before Arteta.
Well, the problem we have is that teams have worked us out today. Teams have worked us out. Like, for instance, you looked at today, you see that little out ball when we were trying to play at the back through holding and play like that. Spurs, boom, we're on that, and that's what's happened on every occasion when we try to do that now. Is that we've gone to a back? We've gone to a back four because when we're playing a back five, teams have worked us out now. They know that they know that basically we've got numbers in the midfield, because by playing a back five, you're basically saying to the opposition, "I'm not confident of playing with a three in the midfield, because we're going to be outnumbered, because we don't have a player like David Silva, a player like Ben Foden."
We don't have skillful enough players. We don't have players that can take on.
Yeah, but I'm talking about these players. But before we had players like Santiago Cazorla, but we don't have that sort of player. So basically, what we were doing is that we're compensating for that by playing wing backs. But what's happening now? Teams have worked us out now. So what they're doing now, they said, okay, we're not going to go down that middle. We're going to go down those sides, and we're going to say, right, Rob Holding does not like playing right-sided centre
He is not fast enough. He's not fast enough. We know that. He's not fast enough.
But that's the thing. But this is how teams are working us out. They're saying Bellerin is not getting enough protection there, because what's happening is that they want Willian to support the thing. Let me finish. So basically, what's happening now is that teams have identified a very weak area of our sides, even with a back five and a back four. So what's happening now? Attack Arsenal on a counter attack, and then whatever you do, go down that right hand side. Spurs' goals, the right hand side, the overload, and I think that's the situation. And that's what you call poor selection.
His internet has gone. You need to fix your internet, Kenny Ken. Anyway, so there's been a back and forth between myself and Kenny Ken right now. If you want to watch us right now, come to YouTube, go to my stories. If you're watching me on Instagram right now, go to my stories and swipe up so that you can be part of the conversation. I cannot read your comments on here, for God's sake. I cannot. You need to come on YouTube, guys. I'm considering on YouTube right now. Come on YouTube and come and share your thoughts with me on there. I cannot read your comments on here. Just go on my stories and click on the link, swipe up, or go to my link in bio, and you should be able to get the stream. I am on with Kenny Ken right now. So guys, listen, for me, there's certain things I disagree with Kenny Ken on, and one of it is the fact that he was talking about Bellerin giving a good cross, and he felt that Aubameyang should have done well. I didn't agree with that, so we've gone back and forth on that. And also, okay, I've got him back now. You and I were back and forth on the whole Bellerin issue and all that.
Yeah,
so thanks for coming back.
It's one of those points I want to sort of go into is the situation regarding that sort of area. That's where we're being attacked, and that's where teams are hurting us. So what?
But don't you think it's because of the lack of quality from Bellerin? Bellerin's positional sense for me hasn't improved till today.
Yeah, but I think what the problem with Bellerin's doing is that for some reason, Mikel has allowed him to become an inverted right back rather than a traditional right-sided player. So when you become an inverted right back, it's all well and good doing that when you're in control of the football and you control possession. But when teams are on the counter attack, he's now chasing. So what he's doing is that if he's not chasing, then they're having a free rein. So if you look at the goals we conceded against Aston Villa, you look at all the goals are down Bellerin's side because he's chasing back. You look at the last week against Wolverhampton Wanderers, Neto and Podence running at Bellas.
All right. So what should be done? What should be done to improve then? What should be done to improve that area of his game towards the right back?
Well, you haven't got time for that. We really haven't got time for that. Play
exactly
Maitland-Niles
my
in that
point.
position. Play Maitland-Niles in that position. Maitland-Niles can easily play that position, and then what you do is you can't play Rob Holding in that situation because unless teams are putting balls in across them, putting deep line crosses in, Rob Holding is useless there. He's better as left front center. So what you do is that you can't even play Marie there because Marie's a left footer. You want someone who's right sided. So what Mikel Arteta needs to do is, either play someone like Mustafi there or find out what's going to Salah. That's another thing about Mikel Arteta. Man management. Why is Mikel Arteta saying that a player needs to go on loan when he's been on loan for all last season? All right, you're going to say that the situation is a bit different because of COVID-19, because of, La Ligue in France ended a bit early. I get that. But the fact of the matter is that he wasn't allowed to play his cup final against PSG. For Saint-Etienne. He wasn't allowed to play for him. So now Mikel Arteta is now trying to say that he needs another loan for me to have a look at him. So what's gone wrong there?
So can I ask you a question? Do we know how Saliba has been training?
No, we don't. No, we don't. But
for us to make, let me put my point across. For us to be blaming Arteta for not playing, it simply means that he probably doesn't trust him enough. It's just obvious. He doesn't trust him enough for whatever reason. We don't know.
And I respect that. I've got the greatest respect because he's in charge. But come out and say it. Come out and say, I don't rate this player.
Kenny, we cannot. Come on.
You watch football.
You watch football.
It doesn't matter. You can't give mixed messages to a player like that.
You watch football way longer than I am because you're way older than me. You've been watching Arsenal probably longer than I am. And not just Arsenal, football generally. Have you ever seen where a coach comes out? And this is exactly what I was telling Claude. Have you ever seen where a coach comes out and just hangs his player out to dry like that?
But he's doing it already.
Come on, he's not going to say that.
But Tadej, he's doing it.
We blame Mourinho. We blame Mourinho for these kind of things. We blame Mourinho for this kind of things.
But hang on here. Tadej, he's doing it anyway. All right, he may not be doing it verbally, but his actions are hanging the guy out to dry. He's not playing him. He's playing him in the under-23s. He's not putting him part of the Premier League squads. He's suggesting that he should still go out alone. He's trying to force him to go out alone to a championship club. The guy wants to go back to France. The guy's thing. So the guy is actually, by his actions and by his misinterpretations, saying the player needs to go out alone. That is not good management. Just say to the player, and it doesn't matter how you say it, do it behind closed doors. Sell the player and get the player that you need. And we move. We shouldn't be having that question marks there. That is still a question mark because in games like this, when Mikel Arteta needs a right-handed centre half, where we're getting done on overload, we're now having to select a player you don't approve, you don't really highly rate in Rob Holding, and a player that the fans don't want in Mr. Mustafi. That is an error of judgment by the manager. That is an error he needs to identify.
Okay.
Let me finish. He wants to know.
No. You've said enough. You've said enough for now. So here's the thing, Kenny. And I'm still going to hold on to my guns when it comes to this whole manager issue because until I see,
I expect you to.
No, I wouldn't change it because
I'm not expecting you to.
I've seen enough from these players. I've seen enough, and I will keep banging on about it. I've seen enough of lack of quality from these players to suggest that there are so many fundamental, basic football knowledge that these players are lacking. Whether it is down to quality, and there's nothing you can do about quality. If your quality is not there, your quality is not there, except you work hard like Ronaldo did.
Hey, name names.
Do you really want me to start? Bellerin is
name names.
Bellerin is not good enough for this club. Yes. I'm sorry. He's not good enough to take us to the next level at all. Okay?
Yes.
You're looking at players like Xhaka and El Neni. Someone like Xhaka and El Neni, I don't mind having them in the squad if you have better players. Okay? But if they're gonna be number one on the team sheet, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Now, Aubameyang, for me, he's beginning to get on my nerves.
Yes.
Okay? And let's be very honest. Let's be very, very honest. I don't care what anyone says. Without Oba banging goals for the last 2 or 3 seasons he's been in Arsenal, when he doesn't score, he doesn't offer the team anything. When he doesn't score, he doesn't offer the team anything. Whether he's gonna create or whether he doesn't do anything. So if his goals are dried up, look at Harry Kane. Harry Kane is his mate. Harry Kane adds more to the team. We could see his work today. Defensive, midfield, everything. He's all over the place, doing something to affect change in how the team plays. Now, when Aubameyang doesn't score, he doesn't do anything. So for me, he's really getting on my nerves. We all know that Xhaka, Lacazette has not been good enough.
Can I hear what you're saying, but hang on here. If you look at the actual players that were putting their hat in the ring and giving us some sort of fight, Lacazette was one of those players today. So was Tierney and so was Saka. All right, collectively, I understand it.
I only pick. Okay, go on.
But in that sort of thing, you Lacazette. All right, I know overall he's been a pain in the arse, but I respect what you're saying. But in that respect, I hear you 100%. Is that Claude?
Yeah, that's Claude.
Yay!
Hi, Claude. There's nothing to smile about right now, honestly. There's nothing to smile
about.
Hi, Claude.
I'm not smiling, but listen, I thought there was a lot of you couldn't fault the effort in the second half. I mean, they gave it all, but they had no enough quality to break them down in the end.
Exactly my point.
And
exactly my point. The final thought.
To be honest with you, I don't know why we're playing. If he couldn't have been fit, Partey in that to be. And to cut, I didn't like the way he come off the pitch like that. And then
exactly what I was saying.
So unprofessional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If Miko were to concede he's struggling, take him off. Don't wait and then him to say I'm coming off. Then the minute he's walking off, the ball's down that side, bang, they're gone.
Claude,
so that's what I was saying, Claude.
Taddy's got to ask you a question as well. Because Taddy thinks he disagrees with I'm blaming Aubameyang for the second goal to the extent that Bellerin's put a cross in the area.
Bellerin is to be blamed. I stand by that. Bellerin is to be blamed. You cannot blame Oba for that.
Can I tell my side of the story, please?
Okay, fine. Go on.
No, but basically, the cross has got in. Right, you know what's happened, right? You know the situation. When Bellerin is on that right-hand side, Aubameyang has to anticipate and smell a chance. He wasn't busting the cut. He wasn't gambling. He's waiting for the ball to come to him, which you don't do that as a coach. When we were playing as kids, we used to get told off by our coaches if we didn't anticipate the ball, we didn't make the runs. We were told off by saying, "Why are you waiting for the ball to come to you? You've got to turn that into a great cross."
But you're missing a point here, Kenny.
Hey, let me finish. Aubameyang. Hey, don't go on like that. I'm not the bad guy here.
No. I'm sorry. I cannot stand this right now because do you know why I cannot stand it? Because when I watched that replay, I watched it over and over and over.
How many times did you watch it?
Listen. I had to rewind it continuously. Because it was pissing me off. Now, what was happening was Aubameyang was expecting the ball in front. So he was going behind the defender. He was expecting the cross in front.
Anticipation today.
Bellerin messed it up.
Hey,
you should be looking at where your player is. Look at where your player is. That was a poor crossing.
Claude, we haven't heard
Not only that, but Bellerin, I mean, I'm sorry. Where even now he can't. This is how many times has he taken foul throws? Now?
Thank you. Four times in 3 games.
Awful.
4 times.
Awful. And there is a point where Kenny's going. A striker should be making a move, so not wait. And if you look at Aubameyang's body language, there, I wanted him dropped before the game. Kenny knows I wanted him dropped.
Yeah.
I wanted him dropped before the game. But see, this is the problem with this coach now. He has not strong enough to the big players. He's not strong enough. He's not strong enough to certain players. He's not strong enough. Why is Bellerin getting picked every week? Why is Bellerin getting picked every week?
It took him off. He took him off eventually. When he saw the crap he was playing, he took him off. We're just going to take him off. We're 2-0 down. We have to go. We've got to try and win the game, haven't we? Yeah, come on. It's awful. Awful. A lot of I just don't know. It's draining, right?
I don't think Partey should have played. I don't think Thomas Partey should have played. This is the
thing. But this is the thing.
Come back into a game like that if you're not fully fit. And obviously, it showed, didn't it? And now it could set him back even more now.
But don't you think, Claude? But don't you think
thank God we got Burnley next week.
Claude,
that's an easy game for Burnley. That's an easy game for Burnley.
No.
It's an easy game for Burnley.
Don't you think that's a problem now, though? The fact that if he had not started Partey and we lost this game, you know what our fan base is like. You know what our fan base is like. You know.
I don't care what the fan base is.
No. Let me explain myself. I'm trying to make you understand that I think we the fans too are part of the problem. Now, if he had not played Partey and we lost this game, we're still gonna blame Arteta, saying, "Oh yeah, but he said he's fit for the game. Why didn't we play him?" Blah 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 blah. That's what we're gonna be doing. And today, when he was injured, like I said before he joined this video chat, I was saying that he should have done more. Himself, Holding, when he was hobbling off, he should have stayed on the pitch shouted at Shaka to come back and help him. To let him be aware.
I remember players years ago with broken legs that would have carried on. But that's ridiculous. Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I was getting mad at him. I couldn't believe he could walk off the pitch.
I understand he cannot continue. What I'm trying to say is just stay on the pitch, right? Stay on the pitch and call all the other guys in the midfield to come back, like Shaka. But he didn't do that, and he left the space in there.
And the problem with us as well now, we are relying on a 19-year-old kid Saka. Now he's going through we're relying too much on him now. He's a young kid, and we're putting too much on him now. And this is it. We haven't got enough quality. We need January. I don't know what we're going to do. I think we need to get some bodies in because these players are not good enough. Simple.
That's what I've been crying out for a long time. Okay.
Yeah, but then again, where's Reece Nelson today? Where is he? Not even on the bench. We didn't. How many attacking players did we have on the bench to come and do something today? Oh, Eddie Nketiah. So what's Reece Nelson's reward for the other night? Not even in the squad.
Look, listen, I hear you about Reece Nelson and all that, maybe just to change things up a little bit. But like I still stand by my words. The likes of Reece Nelson, they have not proven to me yet that they are good enough to start in the first team. A lot of players, Willock, Reece Nelson.
This not proving anything.
Claude, we need a massive clear out of this club. We need the only way we can succeed in this club is a massive clear out. I'm gonna keep saying this. We need to clear a lot of deadwood out of this club.
Another couple of this old, I don't think you'll be seeing this manager in the job, mate. And as for that, what a bloody flip flop she is. Bloody hell.
Let's take a few comments here. Someone said, Ola Dicey Isaac said, I think they need to rest Oba for like 5 matches. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah. I would drop him now. I've had enough of him. I've had enough of him. He's not. His body language says he don't even want to play at the moment.
Yeah.
He's a yard mentally. He's a yard off the pace. If you look at what do you guys remember last week when we played Wolves when Patricio made that mistake? He's anticipated it, but the whole body language wasn't hungry enough for me, and I think that. If he's carrying an injury, I apologise. But if he isn't carrying an injury, we've got a problem, mate, with this player. if he's not carrying an injury. For my sanity, I hope he's carrying an injury. Because if he isn't, God help us.
Okay, I'm gonna take another comment here. I'm gonna get one person in.
I would have had Lacazette playing up with either Reece or someone else playing there. Willian, every time he plays for Chelsea against Spurs, he plays well. Today was rubbish.
Did he play badly though, Willian? Was he hiding today? That we got to ask. We got to be.
They weren't hiding, but he still didn't have that quality. He didn't have that quality. He didn't have that. There was nothing there. I can't fault his effort. Can't fault the effort in the second half either. But that quality wasn't there, Kenny.
No, I hear you. I respect that. But
you see, Spurs second half. I don't think they didn't even have a shot on.
No, we had about 69%. That's all we had.
Who was winning the game? People like Graham Souness and Jane Redknapp was talking about the football and everything. And Spurs probably won't win the league because the best team in the country is still playing right now. It's still 0-0 between the Wolves and Liverpool Football Club. But in moving forward, there is a formula, a formula for success. Mm-hmm. And I think whether we like or not, some people like myself wanted Mourinho to get the job in the first place. Claude did as well. Others did. Today you may be different, but
no. I like Mourinho.
Yeah, but I think there's a.
I like Mourinho. Don't get me wrong.
I think the situation in terms of like Jose as well is that I'm so desperate for success, and I'm not saying I'm the only Arsenal fan that's desperate for success, but I do think that Jose Mourinho is still one of the best coaches in the world, and I still think that if we had a formula in place last year where we could give him money to spend, allow him to do the revolution rather than the evolution that a lot of fans were asking for under Mikel. Who knows? You'll never know in football because we may not have been a good fit for him. But if you buy into what Jose does, you're going to be successful. It's clear that certain players at Man United did not buy into Jose's methods, like they did at Chelsea and Real Madrid up to a point. And I think
listen. I hear you. I like I said, yeah. The likes of Mourinho, even if they come to this, in fact, if they come to this club, they're going to have demands. That's one. Okay, they're going to have demands, and trust me, because of those demands. He's probably not gonna get the job because he's gonna be looking at you guys are not ready to give me what I want. Do you know what I mean? So why would I take the job? By the way, guys, just one thing, guys. If you're watching right now, a few of you are coming to the waiting room. Please, if you can come back in. I was gonna start getting you guys in the next 5 minutes. Just a few guys to come in and share your thoughts. So yes, I see you. What's his name? There was someone. Let's go now. I see you from America. If you want to come on, please. Click the link in the description. Come in and share your thoughts. Someone here is saying something. Yeah, kick Arteta out. Get a new coach. Board doesn't back him. This is Dizzy from Dizzy. Yeah. The board doesn't back the coach and get him new signings. The same players let the new coach down. We blame the coach. He gets sacked, and the cycle continues. This is exactly what I've been saying, guys. And I agree. Look, this is exactly what I've been saying. There's so many fundamental issues we have in this club that only a coach cannot solve for us. And we just need to get to facts to terms with the fact that many of these players are gonna let any manager down. I keep saying this thing. Someone here comes here and tells me, "Oh, Tade, how much is Arteta paying you, engineer?" Oh, he's not paying me anything, by the way. Oh, he's not paying me anything. Okay. One question: what is Arteta's best formation or lineup? 12 months on, and he still doesn't have an identity. Listen. I agree with you that right now there's no identity in the squad. I totally agree with you. But the question is, why is the reason? What is the reason? Why don't you have an identity? Is it down to the coach or because the players are just tools that you cannot use to do anything? That's the question to you, Lord. So tell me, is it that he doesn't have a formation because of his lack of quality as a coach, or because of the fact that many of the players just don't understand?
His coaching efforts are not conducive.
Why is he pushing for a clear out then? Which is what I'm pushing for. Why is he pushing for a clear out? We did the same thing to Emery.
But where is the cut-off point, Tadley? How bad do results have to get before we start looking at alternatives? How bad are things going to have to get? Do you give them a season, another season? Do you accept a season where we're probably going to finish about 10th, 11th? with the guarantee, because where's the guarantee that in the second season that this guy's going to take us forward if we do the clear out? Do we want? Do we stomach a 10th? No European football, no trophies, and then hope next season that he's going to turn it around and that he's going to get these players? Are we going to be able to attract players when we're not in Europe and when we finish 10th? These are the questions we need to leave. Would it be better to get an experienced coach who could galvanise the whole football club, galvanise the fans, and get the right players in and command immediate respect? Is that the way? Couldn't that be the way to go?
No, look, listen. I hear what you're saying about the danger of us, falling down to maybe 14th or 13th end of the season and all that, which is not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. But I still think that it is better for us to get that low, for us to realize and for the board to realize that these players are not going to get us anywhere. I think it's high time we actually fall down that low for us to realize that we need a massive clear out. And I'm talking massive clear out similar to what the likes of Liverpool and the likes of Manchester City did.
Yeah,
that's what we need in this club. That's the only antidote for this club. You know that.
Tade, you've been watching football a long time. You know the rules of engagement. We're a results business. You know the rule. No matter how much autonomy a manager gets, if results go south, he's going to be the one who's going to be accountable. Look what happened to Chelsea. Do you remember Andre Villas-Boas? Remember when he got the job at Porto when they won the Europa League in the Aviva Stadium? He was meant to be this new age manager.
He was supposed to be the new Mourinho.
Yeah. He's going to change the way Chelsea play. He's going to get young players in. They're going to have this new style of play that all the Chelsea teams are going to play. By March, he was out because players like Petr Cech, Didier Drogba, John Terry, Frank Lampard, they were a clique. Ashley Cole's part of that clique as well that turned against Andre Villas-Boas. And what happened? He lost his job. They decided that they were actually going to try, and they went and won the FA Cup and the Champions League. That's what the trouble is in football. As much as much power base, that's all I'm saying is Villas-Boas had a bigger power base than Mikel has now, and Mikel's power base at football is powerful. But that
I think we're never gonna get anywhere when we keep debating this whole Arteta thing, because obviously I'm still gonna stick to my guns on this. And mark my words, you guys will not understand what I'm saying by the time we do a massive clear up. Someone here, the Hobbit Kai says Bellerin, Holding, loan him out. I don't know about loaning him out. Mustafi, Chambers, Socrates, Luis, Kolasinac, Xhaka, Ceballos, Willock, William, Nelson, loan him out, and Nketiah, all not good. Honestly, I totally agree with everything you've said here. Apart from Holding, I'm not sure about learning and Holding. If Holding should leave, he should just leave, as far as I'm concerned. He's a bit too slow sometimes, and he could be calamitous sometimes, in my opinion. So I kind of agree with most of what you said there. Holding, I think we should just get rid of him. And then DZ says, we have no creative players. We can't create. Name one player who can create. People need to get off the Arteta out boss and get on the Kroenke boss. Listen, this is what I've been saying. I mean, do you guys agree with this? Because obviously you're gonna tell me you don't agree with it. Claude, do you agree with it? Do you agree with what DZ is saying here?
What's that? Well,
we have no creative players. We can't create. Name one player who can create. People need to get off the Arteta. This is not Arteta out issue. It is the freaking board issue. They need to back this team with a lot of money and clear out a lot of players. I don't know what else to say about this. I don't know.
It's not just an Arteta issue. It's recruitment and everything else as well. But at the same time, it's not Stan Kroenke that's picking Hector Bellerin at right back. It's not Stan Kroenke that's picking Granit Xhaka every bloody week. And you know what I'm saying? It's not him that's doing that.
But we keep saying this like we have.
It's not Stan Kroenke that's deciding that Thomas Partey should play today when he's clearly not fit. And Liverpool have just taken the lead through Salah.
Well, good news. Anyway, look, listen. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Tottenham from winning the league. I love it, Tade, mate. I love it, Tade.
I mean, look, listen. I have to be happy. I have to be happy. Anyone stops Tottenham from winning.
If they win.
Say that again.
No, they're still. The Spurs are leading them on goal difference by about 6 goals.
Yeah, they've got better goal difference. Yunis Barhan says, I hope I pronounced that name right. How about bringing Ozil back? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna
I'll let you answer that one.
Tade, can I answer that one? And Tade, if I answer that one, can I want no interruptions. I don't want no emotional outbursts.
Go on. Go on.
So this is
Go
what.
on.
All right.
The floor is yours.
Mesut Ozil, under no circumstances, as long as Mikel Arteta is Arsenal manager, Mesut Ozil's never going to be playing for this football club ever again. The next time Mesut Ozil will be playing football will be for another club. And by the 1st of July, Mesut Ozil's finished. The reason why I'm saying it now, it was Mikel Arteta's decision to jettison Mesut Ozil out the squad. It was not the boards. It had nothing to do with it. The comments.
You think so?
No, let me finish. You remember you promised.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the comments regarding the Uyghur Muslims in China. It had nothing to do with him not taking a pay cut. What happened between Mesut Ozil and Mikel Arteta had an incident happened, in my opinion, happened during that period that me and you were arguing about, the lockdown period, where Mesut Ozil was uncooperative in terms of the training methods, the training schedules he had to do at home. He wasn't turning up for Zoom meetings, blah, blah, blah. And Mikel Arteta saw, and I say it's a great respect to Mesut Ozil, and just great respect to anyone, he saw him as, how do I say it, and I won't use medical terms, but he saw him as a bug that needs to be coming out. And if it was football reasons, then Mesut Ozil stays on the bench, right? You agree with that? Do you agree with me so far? Because he doesn't become part of the first 11, but he can still come on to the bench. But this is bigger than football reasons. This is a disciplinary situation where he doesn't want him. Let me finish. He doesn't want him anywhere near his squad because he's trying to build something. Obviously, at the moment, I don't think it's working, but he's trying to build a culture where moving forward, he wants the people on his side and people moving forward and singing from the same hymn sheet. He sees Mesut Ozil as the worst eggers ever. He sees him as the worst egg than Guendouzi. Now, the example I want to give of Mikel Arteta, I don't know if you like cricket, but Claude likes cricket. Do you remember when? No. Yeah, but do you remember when Australia were playing India in 2013 when they had that homework situation where players like Mitchell Johnson, Usman Khawaja, Pattinson, Shane Watson didn't do their homework? And then they were left out the side. And Michael Clark said that there's some players that if they allowed to stay around the squad, we've got a tumour. He described as a tumour, and then it could turn into a bigger, the big C around the squad. The same situation is what's involved in Mesut Ozil. Mikel Arteta sees Mesut Ozil in that sort of situation as the leader of the bad eggs. We still got the bad eggs in the dressing room. They're still playing now. But Mikel Arteta, alongside Unai Emery, his fellow Basque, have identified Mesut Ozil as a tumour that if it's allowed to develop, it's going to ruin his squad. That's why Mesut Ozil had to get away from the squad. They tried to sell him.
Wait, let me cut you short there. So don't you think that this is even going to, the way it's been done, is even going to cause more havoc in the dressing room? Obviously, they've gone recently to clear the air. They've gone recently to clear the air, right? And some statements I'm seeing from Arteta is like he wants to do a clear out because there's so many people that are not putting their weight in this club.
Bad eggs.
There's bad eggs, and there's so much going on in the background of that. A lot of players are not happy about.
Yeah, but the thing is, Tade, he has got rid, in his opinion, he's got rid of the basically, you know what the situation. He's got rid of the leader of the pack in Mesut Ozil, and that's why That's why when people say it's not footballing reasons, I'll 100%. But footballing reasons don't get you out of the squad. You still stay in the squad. You don't start football games. But when it's a situation where you're affecting the whole ethos of moving forward and the edicts you want to bring to the football club, then Mesut Ozil has been seen as that tumour in the football team, and that's why Mikel Arteta has gestured him away from the squad.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's move on from Ozil now, because we can talk on and on about Ozil. Trust me, I have my opinions about him as well, and I think it aligns a little bit with yours, to be honest. Yunus Baran said FA Cup and Charity Cup wins give you a false hope that you have quality team. The team is full of average players. Listen, I agree with you on that. I agree players are not good enough. Engineer O again, I agree players are not good enough for top four, but these are the same players that have made the Europa League the last few years. We are currently 15 at the moment. Is that not down to the manager? I still believe that this is not necessarily the manager. It's down to the fact that the players are being found out. And let's not forget, a lot of teams are playing better this season. This is the only season, and because we don't have fans, this is the only season right now that we have a lot of away wins compared to home wins. Which simply means that right now, nothing like playing at home matters anymore. It's the whole football has changed right now because of COVID. Engineer O says we bought Gabriel, Party, and almost bought Owa in the summer. We're in Oba's contract as well on super high wages. So how is the bot not backing the team? They are not backing the team enough because we know where the problems are. We need better right backs. That's one, right? We need better right backs. We need an attacking midfielder. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is they have not backed this coach enough. Yeah. Let me put the keyword enough. We still need a lot of reinforcements in the right areas. Okay, if you look at the man-to-man, if you compare the man-to-man players in Arsenal compared to even Chelsea as an example, a lot of them tick the boxes that we don't. A lot. If you have the lack of Aspilicueta in Chelsea sitting on the bench now in spite of his age, Aspilicueta is still easily going to come into this Arsenal team. Do you agree with me, guys? He's still easily going to come into the Arsenal team as a right back. Okay, now he's sitting on the bench because of Reece James. So what I'm trying to say is, when I say they haven't backed him, pardon me, maybe I should use the word they have not backed him enough, and we need a lot of new players in this squad. For me, that's what I mean by backing. Abdullahi Osman says, Arsenal current regime needs to go. We need something different. Look, listen, I agree with you. We everything is still in Arsenal right now. Everything is still in Arsenal. But listen, we've been going on, and it's all been negative. It's all been negative about Arsenal. Listen, can you tell me any positive, Claude? Can you tell me any positive that you picked up from this game?
Yeah, we've got Burnley next week. That's the positive. Yeah, I mean, if we can't beat Burnley, then I might as well just pack up there, mate. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, don't you, Claude, don't you?
No, Burnley will be like one of our Europa League games, won't it? So
Are you sure about that? Did you watch that game against Everton yesterday? They played very well.
Did you watch the game against Tottenham? Did you watch the game against Tottenham? Burnley Tottenham. Did you watch it?
Burnley.
No, Tottenham.
We're at home. Exactly. We're at home. And we've got our fans back. The fans are back. Kenny might be there. I don't know if Kenny's going to be there, but
are you going to be there, Kenny?
I'm in a ballot, so they choose the games for me in terms of the ballot. So I could get. Well, I'm going to get a game this season. I know that because I'm in the ballot. But which game, I couldn't possibly tell you. Let's just hope. Let's just hope that we don't run out of games and go out of competitions. I might not get a game.
Okay, listen. Yeah. Against Burnley, I think we're going to struggle as well, whether we're playing home or away. I've seen them play against better teams. They played against Tottenham. Tottenham literally squeezed the win out of that game, and it was the combination between Son and Kane. Who else? The same guys that destroyed us. It was a set piece. It was a header from Harry Kane, like a true header. Son, bam! It was a goal. But honestly, Burnley played better in that game, so I'm expecting them to be given a lot of aerial balls. Another problem that I also see in the team today, which is what nothing. Is
Holberg had a great game as well. Holberg was.
Oh yeah. We mentioned that earlier before you came. So Holberg was really good. It was massive, but he didn't do it alone. It was a team effort. You could see a lot of times that Sissoko was supporting him. You could even see a lot of times that Harry Kane.
That I think if you 70% possession, we
about 69, 70.
70.
Yeah, 69
to 70.
But your possession. Your thing is, right? They say possession is 9/10 of the law. But in football, possession don't win you football matches. It's just like boxing. Muscles don't win you fights.
No. The final thought, the lack of quality in the final thought.
In boxing,
it's the main problem in Arsenal.
No, if it's down to a judge, at the end of it, if you have more go, you win the fight, don't you? So
but possession and punches are two different things, Claude. If you're hitting the right target,
it's the same sort of thing in a way, isn't it? Because if you're winning most of the fight, or you've got more control of the fight, you win the fight, don't you?
No. I don't. Maybe that's not a good way to actually.
No, when it comes to points decision, I mean, you win the fight, don't you?
Not based on possession. I'm sorry. You maybe based on chances created, maybe I don't know, or maybe based on number of shots that you actually put on target, maybe. But listen, so we're going to Burnley. What are predictions for the game?
What's that?
What are your predictions for the game, the Burnley game?
Oh, we got an important game on Thursday before we got play Burnley. We've got to visit to Ireland, to Dundalk.
Surely.
Well, we'll probably play 5 at the back again.
Tally, surely, Bellerin got to start this game. Surely we know everything we need to know about. We know what Lacazette can do in a game. We know what Nketiah can do at a football field. Surely we need to find out what Saka's like in a first team shirt. You know, where he is going to get the service. We are going to be supplying him in terms of like we're going to be on the ball. We're going to dominate possession. Why don't we just let us know what he's like in those sort of situations? Is he going to be taking chances at the highest level? We need to know that.
Okay. And that person here, I think he's a United fan. He's saying United are better. Listen, I got to agree with you on that, man. I'm not going to lie. Although, with United, I don't want to get into United, but with United, we all know he's all Fernandes. If Fernandes is in the game, you guys are crap. I'm sorry.
Can I correct you? His name, you've pronounced his name wrong. His name is actually Bruno Fernandes.
Thanks for the correction.
Anyway.
So one more person here says, Geo Fury, he said, we got to get old school, our fluid counter-attacking football and working no more. So what are you referring to here? What fluid counter-attacking football are we talking about? Are we talking about back in the days or now? That's why I said we have to get old school, isn't it? Yeah.
That's Claude. Claude knows. Claude can answer that one.
Yeah, Claude, this is for you.
We can get old school, old fluid. Yeah, well, old school. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore, mate. I'm just lost with our team at the moment. I don't know. I think is it our worst start since what year is it, Kenny?
This reminds me of us, and sadly, Tade. This reminds me of Terry. This reminds me of the December 1983 when we had to let Terry Neal go. We're in the same sort of position where we teams were working us out. We were easy to beat. We finally lost a high profile game to West Ham in 37 years ago, and then before the Watford game, the day before the Watford game, Terry Neal was dismissed. But I don't see it happening with this manager because of the autonomy that he has at the football club. But as I said before,
when it West Brom that he
got
dismissed.
No, it was after the West Ham
after
game.
Walsall.
No, it wasn't. It was after the West Ham game when we lost 3-1 at Upton Park. And Chris White got the goal in the last minute. Yeah. That's
when he played up front, didn't he? Played up front with Woodcock.
Yeah, and then what's happened is that we sacked Terry Neal. Don Howe got his job, and then we played Watford, and Raphael Mead got a hat trick in the Don Howe's first game, and then we played Spurs, and he got another 2 goals. So from then on, a change was made to sort of save our season. But again, I think the thing we got in Arteta's got in his favour is that we got 27 games left. But the problem is that time in football is like the speed of light, as you can imagine, and it goes really quickly.
That year, didn't we beat Spurs in the League Cup and then lose to Walsall in the next round?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna just cut you off here quickly. Sorry. I think we should go into the player rating section. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Yeah. So let's start with Leno from the goal. How do you think Leno's performance, the goal he conceded? What do you guys think? What are you gonna give him?
I'd give him. Well, he didn't have much to do in the second half, did he? I mean, first start. I think the second. No, was it the Son goal? I don't know whether he was a bit too far off his line. He could, if he was more nearer his goal, he might have saved it. But Kenny might fall differently. I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay. What about you? Kenny?
I have to admit, I don't think Leno would have saved it because the ball was going at such a pace, and he was on his heels for that goal. I'll give him a 6 as well.
Okay, good. What about Bellerin, the best right back?
0. That's.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but that's not nice. Come on.
I'll tell you why. I tell you
Stick him
why.
across.
4 games in a row, he's had a foul throw, mate. It's ridiculous. It's a professional footballer as well.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. But let's.
And him and Holding were caught out for that first one as well. I thought.
No. I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for that.
Sorry, not the first one.
For the first goal, I don't blame him because the first goal, Bellerin was going to try and trap the guy coming behind. What's his name? Holding. Now there was no play. There was no shot.
That was Thomas Partey's fault. That one.
Both of them, exactly. I blame the midfielders. But for this game,
and Gabriel. No.
Hang on. Let's stick to Bellerin for now. Yeah. For this game, I hear what you're saying about the 4 foul throws. I said that earlier before now. I said that, look, Bellerin needs to improve. He's doing too many fundamental mistakes, schoolboy errors that he should not be doing at this level. 4 foul throws in 3 games is not acceptable. We know that. But for this game, it's written for this game. I felt it was in and out of the game. I thought he was poor, and sometimes he was brilliant. He was very inconsistent, very inconsistent, in my opinion. So, if you're saying 0, that's like he didn't even participate. I think you're going to give him something a bit reasonable than that.
Oh, I'll give him 2. 2 out of 2.
What about you, Kenny Ken?
I'm going to give him a 4 because I agree with everything you guys have said about the anticipation in terms of like the schoolboy thing, not being able to take the foul throw. I think that's it epitomises his lack of just the basics.
Yeah.
And I must admit, in the second half he got into situations. His pace was quite good when he got into attacking situations, but he was just, again, when you play that inverted right back situation he's playing, he's just a danger to himself and to the team at the moment. So four's about right.
Okay. What about Gabriel?
I thought it was poor today for like 5. But second half, they didn't have much to do today, so I'm going to give him a 5.
Okay, do you agree with that, Kenny?
Yeah, I think what's happened is that he got sucked in. The thing that I was talking about on Lee Gunner's show on Friday, and I was talking about Claude today. You don't get sucked in by Harry Kane. He wants you to go in areas you don't deserve. You've got a midfield there. If what he needs to do is stay back, stop the out, and let the defend, let the midfield take care of Harry Kane. That's what they're chosen for. Partey should have got in there sharpish as well. And then, because what he's doing, once he's out the game, Song, we're on the back foot. Simple as, we're on the back foot. So for me, I'm giving him a 5. And I don't usually do that because the second half, he was a lot better and he was trying to drive us forward. But schoolboy errors, you can't make mistakes like that in a game like that.
Okay.
I really thought we were going to perform today. I thought we was going to get a performance out of these boys today, but I misjudged it. I don't know what it is. I thought we was going to get a Man United repeat, but misjudged it.
Yeah, they're down 2s. I'm just going to add one more person, Nathaniel. He's been trying to get in. And hi, Nathaniel. You're on with Claude and Kenny Ken, the 2 Arsenal legends I've got here. And we're already in the last segment, giving player ratings, really. So can you just tell us your name and where you're coming from again?
Well, my name is on the screen. It's Nathaniel. I'm watching from New York, tuning in from New York. Obviously, big up Claude and Kenny Ken. Been watching them.
Nice to meet you, mate. Hey, nice to meet you. Hey, what's the time in New York at the moment?
It's almost 3 o'clock. It's 2:59 right now.
Oh, brilliant!
Penalty. Sorry, Nathaniel.
Who are the penalties?
Yeah, sorry.
Wolves have got a penalty.
Who?
Wolves have got a penalty.
Damn! There goes my freaking fantasy now. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that.
Bro, it's a pleasure to be on the same stream with some of these guys. Bro, I've been watching you guys for years. Like, I think the first ever interview I watched was Claude against Aston Villa.
Oh,
I can't really remember that. What year was that? I don't know, and I think the Kenny Ken one was the one that we lost to Olympiacos, maybe.
Oh,
and
he got Heavy D.
Yeah. You guys got into
Rest in peace, Heavy D. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Heavy D. Rest in peace. And
all right. Let's get cracking. Get cracking. So we don't. Let's get cracking. let's get cracking. So we were given a rating for Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel, we give him a 5. Both of them give him a 5. What do you think Gabriel is going to score in your player ratings? Nathaniel?
He's going to check it on the monitor. It looks like he's going to be disallowed this penalty.
Sorry, Claude, I can't hear you. What did you say?
He's checking it on the monitor. It might be disallowed the penalty. When they go to the monitor, it normally gets overruled,
isn't it? Anyway,
he's not even touched him. He's not even touched him. Look, he's put his foot up.
Okay, let's stick to Arsenal for now. Yeah, we'll talk about Liverpool in a bit. Let's stick to Arsenal for now. Nathaniel, what's your player ratings for Gabriel?
I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. He's the only one who gets.
Why you give him a 6?
He's the only one who gets stuck in. He's the only one who
no penalty.
He's the only one who tries to header the ball out. I just look at the whole defense, and the whole defense is just shocking. He's the only one who's been consistently good this season. If you shoot the ball, he would put his body on the line. Like, he's a proper old school defender. So I give him a 6.
But this is what I keep saying. We shouldn't be rating based on past performance. We're rating based on this game. Okay.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but let's stick to this game.
Yeah, and in this game, that's what I'm talking about. This game, I think he was all right. I mean, he put in a last ditch tackle on I think it was Bellerin. Bergen, and I think he was decent today.
Okay, cool. All right, then let's move to the Turney. What do you guys give? What rating do you give for Kenny? Ken? Turney.
For who? Kieran Tierney today. Tierney, I thought I'll give him a 7. 7. He's a tickle kid. He showed the fight. He was getting down that line. He's putting beautiful crosses. He did his job. There was no way he was getting beaten down his left-hand side. Our left-hand side is very, very strong in terms of, and Kieran Tierney and players like Gabriel are part of that situation. What teams, I say it's a great respect. Isolate Tierney, isolate Gabriel. You do that and go down the other side, you beat Arsenal easily.
Okay. What about you, Claude? Do you agree with that?
I'll give Tierney a good mark. I'll give him a 7. I thought he was. I agree with Kenny all the way there.
Okay.
Yeah, thought he played really well today. But they weren't. But having said all that, they were always going down the other side anyway, because they knew the weaknesses where the weaknesses were.
Yeah, they knew we had a player there that they were always going to walk.
Yeah, I mean, the second half they hardly crossed the halfway line, did they? Really? So they just stood back like. It was like watching the Italians.
Yeah. I hear you on that one.
The second half was like watching the Italians, the old Italians, I mean.
Yeah.
Sitting there, waiting.
Yeah. And that's what Mourinho is very good at. What about you, Nathaniel? What do you give Turney?
I agree with everybody else. I'll give him a 7. His crosses, I mean, his crosses were really good, but, I can't really blame him because he was doing his job. It's the forwards that aren't making the run. They're not looking hungry enough. And I'll give him a 7. He was good today.
Do you know why I agree with all of you on that? Because I felt himself and Saka were the best amongst all the Arsenal players today, in my opinion. I mean, like I said, did a little bit of work, but we're going to get to them. Anyway, talking about Saka. So what about Saka? What rating do you give Saka, Claude?
I'm afraid I think he's a bit, how can I say, a little bit burnt out at the moment. I think he's a young kid, and I think too much has been put on his shoulder. Yeah, I think now it's starting to show signs. He's not playing well at the moment. He's not playing well at the moment, but that's not his fault. He's 19 years old, and he's going to go through that because that's how it is, mate. Especially when you're starting to rely on him a lot. So I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Kenny?
I agree with Cole to a certain extent that the burden and the workload is heavy now, and what's happening is I think he's in that sort of right, the red zone as well. So in that respect, I do agree with Cole in terms of his endeavour and not hiding, wanting the ball. 6 is probably a bit harsh, but it's about right actually. It was a 6 performance. He wasn't. He
couldn't do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, his crosses weren't beating the first man. He wasn't getting in those sort of goal scoring situations, and there were times where Spurs identified him as a threat. So what they've done is that they've they put 2 players on him, and there were times when he was getting tired, he was getting robbed of possession a bit. So I do agree with that.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to do what he normally does, but he wasn't able to put it off today because of what you've just said. They put too many players on him, but you can still see he was trying, and that's what we're giving him 6 for. So I agree with you guys on that. What about you, Nathaniel?
I'll give him a 6 as well, and I agree with Claude. I think he is starting to get burnt out mentally and physically because if you look at the games, he's trying to carry the team because nobody else can really be bothered.
Yeah.
So he's getting kicked left, right, and center. Everybody's tackling him.
Yeah.
He's bleeding. I feel bad for him. I think he needs to take a little bit of a break now.
Okay, cool. What about Shaka next? The lovely Shaka.
Oh God.
Ken.
Sorry. I think the thing about it is that we're in a situation where Grant Jack is getting into those bad habits we don't like. The bad habits where he's a liability when teams run at us. He's not marking his man because he's playing against sharper midfielders. He's committing silly fouls. He's trying to make out he's helping the team by calling them tactical fouls, but today he was hopeless. And for the first goal,
can I say something? Don't you think it's probably down to his lack of pace and lack of alacrity?
Yeah, yes,
of urgency? Because of his nature. It's nature. He has a very flat foot.
They can't blame him, but today, and for the first goal was him and Thomas Partey. It was just a continuation of the bad performance against Wolves, where he was responsible for the second goal. And I've got to give him a 4. I really have to give him a 4 because I really don't see anywhere where I think that he actually produced any sort of quality today.
Yeah.
So 4's about right for him.
Yeah. What about you, Claude? Shaka.
Yeah, I don't know what he does. I don't know what he gives us. I just don't know what he gives us. He made that foul on Kane in the early minute. Lucky not to get booked for that, by the way. And
several times he was lucky until they got him booked eventually.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just don't see what he gives the team. I don't think English Premier League football's right for him.
It's too fast for him. English football is too fast for him because he seems like a player that doesn't. He's never on his toes, and it's just there's some physiological, inability, and you can't blame him for that.
He'd probably do a lot better if he was playing in Italy.
A slower league, yeah.
Yeah. So I have to say that I 4. I'll go 4.
Okay. Nathaniel, Shaka.
0.
Oh God!
Listen,
that's harsh.
My man, he's been at Arsenal since 2016. He hasn't improved. How is that possible?
Yeah, but if you give someone a 0, it means he didn't even perform. You need to give him something. It means
Okay,
you need to give him something.
Okay.
Hey, Teddy, he's giving him a 0. Like, he should be allowed to. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, I'll give him a 1.
I'll
give him a 1 because he turned up to the right.
That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Listen. I'm gonna give him a 4.
I'll give him a 1 because he put on the striker.
Right, I'm gonna give him a 4. Okay, because let's be honest, he did what he could to stop Kane the best way he could. Okay, he was putting in those tackles, even if they were very, very childish tackles. He was putting in those tackles. He was trying to do what he could. He couldn't do anything beyond his ability. You can see he had effort. He was putting in effort. I didn't see a lot of long balls as much as I wanted to see from him, which I think was one of his strongest points in the team right from time. If you look around that whole midfield, we don't have anybody. Even when Torreira was there, we don't have anybody that gives long balls from deep. And I think that's one thing he was really good at. But we've not even seen enough of that recently. Maybe because he's been benched because of Partey. I don't know. Maybe that's affecting his head. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to Partey. Let's move on to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, Claude.
I'm appalled what he done in that. I know he was injured, but he shouldn't. First of all, he shouldn't have played, which I blame the manager for. And second, what he done there, walking off the pitch, was scandalous. Absolutely scandalous. Even if you're not fit, you just try and put an effort in. But then that's got to be down to Arteta. If he saw he wasn't there, he should have just took him off earlier. Do you know what I'm saying? But
I don't think he knew until Partey told him that, listen, I cannot continue, and that's why he walked towards him.
But
You
then,
could see him walking towards Arteta and saying,
yeah,
I can't continue.
But don't do it while we're in play, yeah?
No, I agree.
Wait till it goes out, even if you can still make yourself a body there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to go off the pitch and leave that open space.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm
going to give him 2 for that, and now that injury playing him today could put him back even further now.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight from you, Claude. So you're giving Partey a 2 just because of that mistake he made.
No, I just thought I didn't think he was that good, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't think he was that.
So you're giving him a 4 or a 2?
I'm going to give him a 2 because that's cost us the game virtually. That's cost us the bloody game.
You're harsh, man. Jesus Christ.
That's stupidity. It cost us the game. We're 1-0 down. We're 1-0 down. Go into half time, at least 1-0 down is not too bad. 2-0 down, in fact.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What about you, Ken? What would you give Thomas Partey? I thought 2 was very harsh, in my opinion. I thought 2 was very harsh.
I have to give him a 3. I think he was clearly injured. I think what's happening is that I think his manager needed him because he was helping.
He believes in him more. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was helping his teammates because I think Mikel was worried about the power of the Spurs midfield. I thought he thought Dembele was playing, and he looked at Sissoko and he said, "Look, I need power in there, and this guy gives me all of that." So he's played him on that situation. It was a gamble that didn't really work because, as Claude says, what he did was very, very unprofessional, and he actually put his self before the football team, and I think that's something. I like to think that's out of character because I think it's
when you think about it, I think what you should have done there, like Claude was saying, is either he just stays in there as a body, or if he was going to sit on the floor, there's a high chance that the players can kick it out just because he sits on the floor. And he didn't do that. He walked away.
Spurs players would have kicked it out. I trust you that. But saying that, I think what the situation is that he's actually created an overload that was there anyway. But he's actually made the gap even bigger. But so it's very
what was the likes of Holding? I totally forgot Holding right now. What was the likes of Holding doing? Because Holding could see the situation. He could see that this guy has hobbled off. Why did they not scream? Why did they not scream to the likes of Xhaka to fall back? Why?
Yeah,
why?
right. And if you want me to give a rate of Holding, I could do that as well. I'll give him a 4. And in fact, I'll give him 3 because the simple reason is that he was at fault for the first goal.
Hold that thought for Holding. Hold that thought for Holding. We're just going to finish with Thomas Partey. We're going to go back to Holding now. So, Nathaniel, what do you give Thomas Partey?
I'll give him a 4. He was all right. He got a couple interceptions, a couple tackles, but he should have never even been on the pitch in the first place. I mean, when you bring in a play like that, especially he has a muscle injury in a high intensity game, I think it was a wrong decision by Ted.
See, a player of that sort of ability and what he does, he has to be tuned in 100%.
Yeah, he has to be 100% fit.
It does not work. You can't play if he's not 100%. You might as well play with no 10 men.
But isn't that a slap on the face of the other players we have on the team? Because obviously someone is injured, he's not fit, and he's been relied on. So that's a wake-up call. That's a wake-up call for the rest of the guys that play in that position.
Well,
do you see what I'm saying? So they should be ashamed of themselves.
Having said that, we won the cup final with Ceballos and Xhaka, didn't we? So they were good enough to win the cup final, and everyone's going on about the cup final.
Don't you think that's what is deceiving? Don't you think that's what is deceiving us Arsenal fans? That's what is making us believe in what is not there.
Exactly. But then again, everyone, and this is what is keeping Arteta in at the moment, is the cup final. If he'd lost the cup final, it'd be in even more trouble. But he'll survive because of the cup final, but because he won the cup final. But at the end of the day, it papers over the cracks. Cup final papers over the cracks. But then, well, that's what I'm saying. So listen, it was, I think, a poor decision to play him because I think I don't know, mate. It's just
okay. Let's move to Holding. Let's just move to Holding for now. All right, Holding. What are your Ken? You was talking about Holding. What do you give Holding?
I'm giving Rob Holding 3 because I've just had enough of him now. He did a lot better in the second half. Well, it's better in the second half, but then again, they were basically like saying, "Well, go on then. We've got a 2-goal lead. Come, get through us if you can." But in areas and the key moments, Fan wanting again. Fan wanting. Not his fault. He shouldn't really be playing in the team. He's not the first choice. I'm sure he would have preferred that. What's that?
You called it this morning. You called it this morning, Ken.
Yeah,
you called it this morning.
I did, yeah. And I'm afraid that Rob Holding again, I'm going to give him a 3 because this is nice. He just has got no defensive awareness on that side of the pitch. Put him in the left-hand side or in a back 3 out harm's way.
Don't you think? Excuse me. Don't you think he's aware? I think he's aware, but the problem is his legs don't let him do what he wants to do.
It's not to do his legs. It's not.
He's really slow.
You say he's slow. Yeah, but I say it's slow. But the problem is that centre halves have their favourite side, like John Terry and Tony Adams. They like to play the left-hand side of a back 4. Other players like to play on the right-hand side of a back 4. You know what I mean? Steve Bold like playing there. So did Martin Keown. Martin Keown actually preferred to play where Tony Adams played, in the left-hand side. But Tony Adams, that was Tony's position. So Martin Keown played on the right-hand side. Sol Campbell, if you look at the best centre-halves, tend to play on that left-hand side of the centre-halves. I don't know what it is about that. No one seems to want to play that right-hand centre-half. And I think that's a poison challenge.
So does that mean he needs to learn from the likes of Mertesacker? Because Mertesacker was quite slow.
Yes. But that's the thing.
Awareness was really good.
That's the thing. I'm very disappointed that a player that I rate so highly and a player that I have a lot of respect for, an ex-player, in Per Mertesacker, surely he has to have some sort of input with his defence.
He's not handling the first team. He's handling the.
I understand that, but surely someone like him should be around there. Look at Spurs.
He's going to be at Hillhand, for God's sake. He's going to be at Hillhand, isn't it?
I hear you, and I hear, but I'm talking about. We need some sort of figure. Look at Ledley King. Ledley King today was just as vociferous in his encouragement as Jose Mourinho. And he actually,
to be honest, he was like the main coach. I could see that. Yeah. He was the main coach on the sideline.
Maybe we need that sort of character in Arsenal. Maybe Mikel won't allow that to happen. Maybe Mikel's a control freak.
I don't think so. I mean, he's got the guys to be calling them by his name. How much of a control freak can that be? I don't think so. Anyway, let's move to Willian. What about Willian? Have I missed? Sorry, I missed out Nathaniel. Nathaniel, what's your rating for Holding? Because I missed you out, and Claude as well.
I'll give him a 3.
Oh, 3. God. Okay, that's the same thing that Kenny Ken gave. What about Claude? Holding. What's your rating for Holding?
As Kenny said, totally exposed. He's totally exposed. Him and Bellerin were awful on that side. I'll give him a 3.
Okay, everyone is going on 3. Do you know what? Yeah, I can't fault you guys for giving him a 3. Really, I can't see much of what he did today. It's quite tough because both goals, I don't necessarily blame central defenders for both goals. I must confess, I don't. I blame the central midfielders for both goals today. But then again, we consider 2 goals, so yeah, 3 is fair. What about William? William, player ratings, Kenny.
Willian, I'm going to give him a 6 because he was calling the football. He was trying to make things happen. He didn't hide in the game. And sometimes, all right, you may criticise the lack of quality and everything, but he did what was required for him. He asked players to stand up and be counted, and he stood up and be counted today. He was just playing against a very well-drilled defence, and unfortunately, there's an enigma at centre forward who wasn't helping him in terms of like showing for the ball. But it'll be dishonest and harsh to give him anything lower than a 6.
Okay, cool. What about you, Claude? William?
I think you can fault his effort. I don't think you can fault his effort today. But as you say, I think Kenny's right. I think the forwards weren't making good runs for him anyway. So I think our overall play, our overall running off the ball wasn't there. It was there was no real movement, and I'm going to give William a 6.
Okay, same as Claude. Okay, what about you, Nathaniel?
I'll give Willian a 3. He did try a lot today, but at the same time, he's not good enough. But one thing I will give to him is that he did try. Matter of fact, I'll give him a 4. I'll give him a 4.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna give Willian a 5. Simply because yes, he tried everything that he wanted. He needed to do, but it wasn't just playing it off the way he wanted. And like you said, he was playing against a very, very tough defense today because we can't take anything away from the defensive system that Mourinho has put together. It works wonders for them so well. And I mean, let's be honest. As soon as they scored that goal, we knew it was gonna be very difficult for us to score any goal today. So yeah. Now let's move on to Lacazette. Lacazette was playing as a number 10, playing a similar position he played during the midweek against Rapid Vienna. What is your rating for that, Claude? Lacazette.
Number one that was. It's hard to judge him really. He's another one. He was putting a lot of effort, but it wasn't coming off for him today. It wasn't coming off. There was one where he completely. I don't even think it was his fault. The ball just came. I think it came behind him, so he couldn't know. He missed. He tried to. But I'm going to give him a basic 5.
Well, I mean, okay, 5. Okay, well, I don't know. I'll probably give him a 6 if it's me. And I see him playing a position where he's not used to this. He's not a number 10. Let's be honest. He's been asked to do a role. That he's not used to. Why? Because we're trying to fill in a gap. We're trying to fill in a void position with someone else, and he's trying to learn and adapt. And personally, I could see sometimes where he was hiding because maybe he wasn't comfortable in that position. He was supposed to be dropping deep in some cases. Some cases he dropped deep. Sometimes I want him to drop a bit deeper to receive the ball like Ozil used to do. But he wasn't really doing that. And we're not taking anything away from the pass that he gave to Bellerin, the one which myself and yourself, Kenny Ken, have been arguing about, the one that he gave to Bellerin and Bellerin made But that was a wonderful through ball, very similar to the through ball that he gave in Rapid Vienna game, if you remember. The same kind of through ball that he gave to Pepe in Rapid Vienna. Very similar through ball. So we're seeing glimpses of him being able to play that position. So for me, I'll probably just give him 6, just for the fact that he's playing a position where he's not used to it, but he was able to actually create few chances for us, maybe 1 or 2, which for me is fair for someone that doesn't play in that position. So what would you give him, Kenny Ken? I'm gonna give him a 6, but what would you give him?
I agree with you on this. I think that if anyone was to show any sort of goal threat, it was actually Lacazette, and I have to be honest. In what I saw, he looked the most likely to get us back into that game, especially in the second half. So 6 is fair for me.
What about you, Kenny? But does it really work him and Aubameyang?
I think. All right, I'm going to say something controversial because my battery's really going down. But I'm going to go something controversial.
Yeah, we're going to end soon anyway, so go on.
I'm going to say it's really controversial. I think the only manager to get the best out of Lacazette at the football club is Unai Emery, and the best manager, the manager who actually got the best out of the Lacazette-Aubameyang partnership was Unai Emery. Now that's not a dig at Arteta. Some players gel with certain managers, even the most unpopular ones, and I think that's a lot of it. That's Unai Emery's gone, and I'll have to accept that. But I haven't seen Lacazette play consistently good football since the Unai Emery era. Since
the season he was the best Arsenal player, he hasn't been himself. Since the season that we rated him, he hasn't been himself. Yeah. So I agree with you on that. Nathaniel, what would you give Lacazette?
I'll give him a 6. I think he tried a lot. He worked hard, but he was a bit unlucky. So I'll give him a 6.
Okay.
Tally, can I just because I've got to go in a second because my battery's going to go down.
Yeah,
can I just give my Aubameyang rating before I go?
Go on.
All right,
go on.
Aubameyang rating. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to give him 1 out of 10. I'm sorry that performance is unacceptable. That's 0. Not personal.
Why?
That's unacceptable. Because I'm sorry. I've played football and I've watched it. What he did is he sulked, and I get why he did it, but you can't sulk. And I think what happens is when you're a striker and you're getting tightly marked by your your centre halves,
your
defenders, and you're not getting the service you think you're going to need, and the ball's not coming to you, you sulk. And today, Aubameyang sulked, and I think he's been doing that for quite a while. And that level of game where you're not making those runs and turning these average balls into great balls, turning these crappy balls into good balls, you're no use to today. And I think that's
Don't you think he needs to add something else, an element, another flavor to his game? He needs to learn a new way of playing so that he can actually affect him, because obviously he's used to just one style of playing. He's very unidirectional, and that's just ball poaching, and that's it.
I'll go in a second, but you want to be honest, Tade. His best position is the left side, centre forward.
But a lot of Arsenal fans are going to disagree with you on that.
Yeah. But since he's played centre forward, where's the evidence that he's actually been a success there? He was actually playing better football where he's been playing under Unai Emery, where he scored over 60 or more goals on the left forward. You're playing him as centre forward. I understand that. But the modern centre forwards are not exactly goal poachers. This is another age, and I'm just saying he plays his best football where he was playing before the league's game.
Okay.
Only he's out of form.
All right. Cool.
Tade, thank you for having me on. Hey,
thanks for Nathaniel, coming. I really appreciate it.
Speak to you later. Love you.
Then.
Loads, all you.
See ya.
Nat.
Bye.
It's an honour to meet you, Nat. That's it, mate.
Bro, it's an honor to meet you too, man.
I'll talk to you pretty soon. Oh, he's gone. All right, then. We're going to be rounding these up very soon, guys. So, Aubameyang, Claude, what's your rating for Aubameyang?
I think he's been kind. One.
Not one. 0.5?
I think he's been kind because I can't give 0. You said, can I? So I'm going to give him 1 as well. But I just
are harsh, man.
I thought he was awful, and as I said, he's all right. So you're not getting the service. How about coming and getting the ball and trying to do something yourself? Not just
he can't.
How about trying to lift your teammates? You're the captain of this football club. No, I'm sorry. This guy's on 300 grand a week, and what did we get out of him today?
But Claude, a player cannot do beyond his ability, though. He can't do it. He can't do what Maya Salah do. He can't do it. He just cannot do it.
So what are we paying him 300 grand a week for then?
For his goals, obviously. For his goals. For his goals, obviously.
What, 2 goals in 11 games? Is that what we're paying him for?
You know what? I can't even defend him on that. I really cannot defend him on that.
Oh,
Nathaniel,
awful, absolutely awful. Absolutely.
Nathaniel, what's your take on this, Aubameyang?
0.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that down as a 1 because obviously, he can't just be entirely. He touched the ball, for God's sake. Come on, he touched the ball.
Did he really? Did he really touch the ball? I didn't see him touch the ball.
Let's be very honest. Aubameyang today was like Casper the Ghost, in my opinion. He was nowhere to be found. We couldn't really see enough of him to actually say he was in this game. He was just running up and down. And let's be honest, if he had scored that goal, if the pass that Bellerin put into the cross had gone to him, perhaps maybe we'll be saying something differently. But overall, his performance was very poor. So I think I'm going to go with 1. Let's go to the substitutes quickly. Dani Ceballos. What do you think, Nathaniel? Dani Ceballos?
3.
3? Okay. What about you, Claude?
It's very difficult coming on when you're 2-0 down into the game. Yeah, basically, I might go 3 or 4. Yeah, 3 as well. I don't, but it's not his fault. It's just coming on second half in a game like that. It's no, not good.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, what about Nketiah?
Again, he didn't have much. He couldn't. I don't think he did. Did he touch a ball?
He did. He did on the right wing at some point. But honestly, I don't have a rating. I don't have a rating for him as well because I don't think he did.
I don't think he could have a rating. He didn't have. I think he had 15 minutes in there or something.
Yeah, a few minutes today. A few minutes. He didn't really do much, in my opinion. I'm just gonna give him. I'm gonna give him a 1. I'll probably give him a 1 on your behalf. Nathaniel, what about you?
I'll give him a standard. I won't really give him a rating. I don't think he really did much. He just came in, made a couple passes, and that was it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate you. So for anyone that's just joining us or anyone that's just leaving, we don't have a lot of people watching anymore because obviously we've been here for a while now. Listen, Arsenal loses to Tottenham. Everyone is not happy, but listen, it was what we all expected, right? Everyone expected.
I thought we would put a performance in today and prove people, not prove people wrong, but at least give a lot of effort, put a lot of effort in. But first half, we put the effort in the second half, but it was too late because they just sat behind, and then you know what Mourinho can do, and he just soaked it up. But
we're never gonna win in Tottenham's home. The last time we won in Tottenham's home was 2014. That's 6 years ago. That's the last time we
expected a bit more than that today. And there's certain players, right, that just didn't turn up today, I'm afraid, and that's not good enough. And if you can't turn up for a game like that, then we have got problems. But it's on to Burnley next week. That might be a bit of a light relief. Anyway, we'll see.
Well, I'm not sure about
Tate.
that Burnley game. I'm not.
Tate.
Say that again, Nat. Yeah, go on.
What's your stance on Arteta? Are you still Arteta?
Yeah. I'm gonna stick to it. By the way, we haven't even given a rating for Arteta. How do you rate Arteta's performance today? I'm still Arteta in. I'm still Arteta in all day long. The players need to be gotten rid of. I'm gonna stick to that. A lot of these players are crap.
Yeah.
And so when will you?
Look, the only time I'm gonna be Arteta out is if I think he's going to
relegation.
Listen. This is not about relegation. It's not about where we are on the table. It's about doing what is right for the club. Doing what is right for this club right now is getting rid of a lot of the players in this squad, getting them far away from Emirates, getting them far away from London, sell them to wherever, I don't care. Get rid of more than half of this squad, and then you give him the right players, and then I can judge him. I cannot judge him on these tools that we have in this squad. I cannot. And it's the same thing I've been saying about Emery. I said the same thing when Emery was in charge. And I'm saying the same thing now. And people are now seeing it. When Emery was in charge, we see what's happening right now. Arteta came in, it's the same old thing. And right now, Emery is doing very well in Villarreal. He's doing very well. No one is saying that. No one is saying that. This is the same manager that did well in PSG. He did very well when he was in Sevilla. No one was saying that. He came to Arsenal. It's the same problem. So at what point are we going to start blaming the players? At what point are we going to start blaming the players?
But Tate, he keeps on picking these players, though.
Which other player does he want to pick? You guys are saying he keeps playing. He has dead players in the squad. He needs to use them. Which other player do you want him to pick?
No, but
tell me. Should he pick Bellerin? But excuse me. Okay, let me ask you this question. Should he pick Bellerin Balogun to start the game?
Huh?
Would you agree with that? Should he pick Bellerin Balogun to start this game?
No, I'm not.
So which other players do you want him to pick?
He needs to pick certain positions where he's struggling, like for example, right back, and say, you know what, Hector Bellerin needs to be dropped. But he will never drop him because they're both good friends and they all have a good relationship. Hector Bellerin can't even take a throw. This guy's a right back and he can't take a throw.
You guys keep saying this, yeah? You guys keep. I understand what you're saying about that. But you guys keep saying this, and you're making it sound as if all the games that Cedric has played in the Europa, he's done any better. Can someone come and tell me that someone like Cedric has done any better in the Europa games?
There's Ainsley as well, who can play right back. Who's Ainsley as well.
Which is not his preferred position. He's always midfield. We all know that.
Yeah, but Tate, you say, we need to sell some of these players. We had the opportunity to sell Xhaka. We had the opportunity to PSG wanted Bellerin on loan, and
Did you really for once believe that bloody rumor about Bellerin going to PSG? Who in his right senses is going to take... Please, Claude, I want you to comment on this. Who in his right senses, did you believe that rumor about PSG wanting Bellerin of all people?
I wouldn't be surprised.
PSG have under what's his name? The guy Herrera from Man United.
From Manchester United. He's a good player. He's a very good player.
He's banging.
He's a very good player. If you watch Man United, you will realize that Man United were just really stupid. No. He is a very, very good player, and he's proving that right now. He's the first team name in PSG, and he has always been a good player, always. But because of Pogba, he had to sit on the bench. And now we see what's happening in Manchester United. Pogba is now back on the bench. It's because of Pogba that Herrera was sitting on the bench. If you don't know that. I don't want to talk about Man United. Honestly, I don't want to talk about Man United.
I know you have to go, Tate, real quick. But one thing I just want to say one thing. Arteta's judgment is poor. It is poor. If you look at, he has offered Granit Xhaka, well, not Granit Xhaka, he's offered Mustafi a new contract, David Luiz a new contract. He's begged Granit Xhaka to stay. These are bang average players. His judgment is poor. If you give him, people are saying give him money, give him time. What players is he going to bring in? He brought in Pablo Mari. He brought in players that nobody's even heard of. I mean, I'm not saying they're not good enough, but he's brought in these players, and I'm watching these players, and I'm like, yeah, Pablo Mari doesn't look terrible, but he just looks like another average footballer. Like, his judgment is poor. Like, I don't even know if I'd even give him $5. I'd give him $500 million. People are saying give him $500 million. Is he going to go out and buy the players that is required for this football club? I don't think so.
Okay. Do you know what? This conversation is something we'll probably. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Really, I do. But listen, guys, I think we need to come to the end of this. I really, really appreciate you guys coming on. I totally do. I really do. You spend some
no problem, Ted.
Give me your thoughts. I really appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, Nathaniel. Nice to meet you, mate.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too, Claude.
And good luck with everything. Where are you from, son? What part of you? Where are you from? No, but what part?
I'm NYC. NYC.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Yeah, it's a big borough, but I live in Manhattan right now.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right.
No, anyway, cheers, and cheers to Taddy as well. And,
thanks a lot, guys.
Soon, yeah, and Nathaniel, well, you speak a lot of good stuff, mate. Yeah, by the way. Well said.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm sure you know way more about Arsenal than I do. I mean, I've only
watched
Arsenal for like what?
No, but you got to remember, I've been going since 1972, mate.
Yeah. I've only been to one Arsenal game though.
Hey?
I've only been to one Arsenal game though.
Yeah, but at the moment they're not great to watch, mate. Keep your money in your pocket.
Yeah, you don't want to waste your money right now. You want to keep your money in your pocket until you start playing well. Anyway, listen, guys, we need to round up. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming on. I really, really appreciate you guys coming on.
See ya.
And guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Do not forget, that's very important. We need to grow this channel together. Baby steps, yeah? Baby steps. Make sure you subscribe. Love you guys, all Arsenal fans. Come on, you Gunners. Bye.
You don't need a coach. You don't need a coach.